Hello everybody, Dottie Nolan here with Eastern Kentucky EKCEP, and today we're going to talk a little bit about personality tests and personality assessments. I'm pretty sure that you've heard me discuss many times about the importance of personality assessments, and I think that we're going to have fun with this one today. You may be asking yourself, hey, what's the big deal? I already know my personality. I already know a lot about who I am. Why is it so important for me to take a personality assessment? You know, what's all this about? Well, here are some things that a personality assessment can do for you. Definitely, they can provide some self-reflection. They can lead to inner growth. They can improve communication. They can also help you with goal setting and goal achievement. And guess what? Employers dig them. So we want to definitely provide employers with what they want and what they need out of their staff. So let's take just a few minutes today and have a personality test or a personality assessment. I know I don't want to use the word test, although this is called the 5-minute personality test. Sometimes when we hear the word test, we think, oh gosh, I have to, make sure I pass it. And sometimes we get nervous, we get all this energy, and we have all this pressure. I just can't do this. So even though this is called the 5-minute personality test, let's look at it as an assessment. There's no wrong answers, there's no wrong responses, there's no wrong results. It is just you, who you are truly every single day, and how you can use this information to assist you with being the best employee, the best individual possible. So let's get started with the 5-minute personality test. How about it? Let's move on. So the personality test, 5-minute personality test. First, number one, you are going to see 10 lines on this handout. There's going to be 4 words on each line. Now, the way that you're going to respond to these 10 questions is you're going to choose the first answer that suits you correctly, okay? So, let's just read the number 1 line. Let's read those words. Okay. It says likes authority, enthusiastic, sensitive feelings, or likes instruction. Now, let's say you're a person that likes instruction the best. Then we're going to put the number 4 there because that describes me the best. So number 4 is going to be the response that is you first off. Number 3 is going to be the response or the word that is you secondly. Okay, the number 2 is going to be the response or the word that is you third. And then number 1 is going to be the word that is you the least. Okay? Now, I know that may sound confusing because you may think, shouldn't I do 1, 2, 3, 4? But this is going to be backwards. So the number 4 is going to be written beside of the word that best describes you. The number 3 is going to be written by the word that describes you next. Number 2 is going to be written by the word that describes you after that. And then number 1 is going to be written beside the word that describes you the least. Okay? So this should only take you about 5 minutes. And you should do the same for questions 1 through 10. Okay? Now, once you have answered 1 through 10 and you've selected 4 through 1 for each word, then you're going to add up these columns. Okay? So you may want to get your calculator from your cell phone and use that to add up all of these columns. Okay? Now, once you've done that, you should have a total score at the bottom of this sheet. Okay? Your total for this group, the total for this group, the total for the O, and the total for the B. Okay? So, once again, once you've answered all of these, total up L and add all these numbers together, put that number here. Add the column O and put that number here. Add the column G, put that number here, and add all the numbers in column B and put that number here. Okay? Now, if you want, you can pause here at this section, and then once everyone has completed this assessment, then you can begin. And we'll go through the rest of the information, because I'm pretty sure you're curious to know, what does all this mean? Okay, so I'm going to give you a few minutes to answer the questions, score your responses, and then we'll find out what this means. Okay, so if you're at this point in the training, more than likely you have scored all these numbers, and you now have a larger number, probably a number that's probably next to that largest, and then you have the least of the numbers. Okay, but we're going to focus on the largest number, which is your dominant. Okay, so each of these letters, L, O, G, B, stand for a particular personality type. So we want to find out what type of personality you have. So during job interviews, you can talk about your skills and your weaknesses and your strengths. The largest number is what we call your dominant style. Okay. Now your least largest, your least number is probably going to be your opposite personality type. Okay. So let's dive into this a little bit more. All right. Second, this is what I want you to do. On the handout, you're going to find the 4 personality styles, okay, or the animal. There's the otter. So if you're an O dominant, you're going to be the otter. If you are the G dominant, you're going to be the golden retriever. If your dominant animal is the letter B, then your animal style is the beaver. And if your dominant style is the letter L, then your dominant animal is going to be the lion. All right, so find your personality animal and find the page that describes you, and let's find out about your strengths, okay? But you know what? Let's start with the golden retriever. The golden retriever, if this is your personality animal, more than likely you're patient, you're kind, you're loyal, you're empathetic, you're passionate, you have compassion, you like teamwork, you enjoy people, and you can probably be a very good motivator. Now, I'm not going to go over every single detail with these personality animals or personality styles and types. This is something that you can do more on your own. I'm just going to hit some of the high points, okay? Let's see what could be a weakness with the golden retriever. The golden retriever's weaknesses could be that they do like to be accommodating. So sometimes they put themselves last and other people first. Sometimes they can take on more than they can handle because sometimes they think it's okay to be a people pleaser. And then you find yourself very unhappy because you may not be able to achieve all of the tasks that you have told someone that you can do. Let's see. Golden retrievers don't like change. They like things to kind of stay in their own little box that they work really, really hard to create for themselves. Okay, they're slow paced, they're people oriented, they're just motivated by people that appreciate them. Now, I love this information provided for the golden retriever. If this is your personality type, if this is your personality animal, take time to read this information and become very, very familiar with it. Okay? All right. Let's move on to the personality animal, which is the otter. If this was your dominant animal style, let's read a little bit about this style. Now, once again, I'm not going to read everything verbatim. I'm not going to read everything on this page because I would like for you to discover who you are to discover your personality style. I'm just going to hit on some of the high points with each animal style. All right, so the otter. They're outgoing, they're personable, they're fun. Otters are playful. They're also passionate people, and they're also led by their emotions. Let's look at some weaknesses that an otter may have. Otters may be impulsive. Otters may say, wow, this looks fun. Hey, this looks fun. Otters can sometimes be reactive, and sometimes they can be very, very talkative. Okay? They're fast-paced people, they're people-oriented, and they do like approval of others. So if this is your dominant animal style, just make sure you read about who you are as an otter personality type. So once again, you understand your strengths and your weaknesses, what motivates you, and basically what you have to offer as an individual and as an employee. All right. You may have had the animal style personality type as the beaver. So let's talk about some strengths of this animal style, and let's talk about some weaknesses and just some overall info about the beaver. Okay, beavers are cautious individuals. They're analytical. Beavers are slow-paced, and they like to complete tasks. They're very industrious. Okay, let's look at some weaknesses. Sometimes weaknesses can be critical of other people, and sometimes they can be very hard on themselves because they like to be perfectionists. Some of you may like this. If your dominant style is a beaver, sometimes they can be too picky. Okay? But if you have the animal dominant style of a beaver, they do like predictability. Okay? Now, once again, I'm not going to read everything. This is for you to discover. I'm just hitting some key points. All right. Let's move on to the lion. If this was your personality animal, let's talk about, once again, strengths, weaknesses, and dive into just a little more information about what this personality type is all about. All right. Lions, they're decisive, they're goal-oriented, they're big-time achievers. They like to manage people's times. They're risk takers. They like taking charge. Let's talk about some weaknesses they may have. Sometimes they're too demanding. They can be perfectionists. They can be impatient. Lions are what we call natural born leaders. Once again, I'm not going to read all of this information, but if the lion is your dominant animal, take time to read all of this so you can have a better understanding of your personality type. Now, let's just review this information because I want you to feel very, very good about your personality type. As I mentioned earlier, there is no wrong personality type. There is no right personality type. They all come with their specific strengths and weaknesses, and that in itself is going to make you a unique person. All right. So let's review. If your dominant animal was a golden retriever, let's think about the golden retriever. The golden retriever is loyal, it's playful, it's loving and caring. Okay, you may have a golden retriever, and I'm pretty sure the reason you keep the golden retriever is probably for those reasons. They're good with people, they're loving, they're caring. They have a lot of compassion. Your dominant animal style may be the otter. So let's think about the otter. The otter is a playful animal. The otter is a fun animal, but the otter is a hard worker. So this may be your dominant animal style. So think about them in their natural environment. They're pretty productive, but they like hanging out with other otters. So they're kind of people. Let's talk about the beaver. The beaver in its natural habitat, once again, can be productive, it can be fun, it can be silly, and they kind of have their own den, so they like people that have their same values and interests. And they're hard workers too. And then, last but not least, the lion. If this is your personality animal, we know lots about the lion. They are leaders. They like to rule. They're outspoken. They're bold. And they're just kind of the natural born leader in their habitat. Okay. So, I hope you've enjoyed finding out a lot about who you are and your personality type. Now, the 5-minute personality test is just one of thousands of personality assessments that are online. And I'm pretty sure that if you enjoyed this 5-minute personality test, you're going to enjoy others such as the Myers-Briggs, the Enneagram, the Berkman method, the True Colors. And if I were you, I would look up some of those because I'm pretty sure you're going to have fun with the information that you're going to learn. So, let's wrap it all up. Let's make a connection. Just from this 5-minute personality test, how can you apply this information to your personal life? Those are some questions to think about. And you may be asking yourself, hey, Dottie, what's your personality animal? Well, my dominant personality animal is the otter. So I am the otter, and I am enthusiastic. I am optimistic. I do enjoy being around other individuals that share that same mindset. So, but am I always going to be around otters? No. I'm going to be around golden retrievers. I'm going to have friends that are lions and friends that are beavers. So just understanding a lot about my strengths and weaknesses and the other animal styles, the other personality types, can definitely help me have a life that's filled with more satisfaction, because that means I can have a better understanding of how the other personality styles may work with mine. Okay? Also, remember or if you can recall, when you took the assessment, if you remember which style had the least amount of numbers in it, that is probably your opposite personality style. So how we can apply this information in our own life is that sometimes opposites attract. So maybe you're a lion and your best friend could be a golden retriever, because those two animal styles are opposite. And it's important to have variety in our life, and that's why we will have all personality types in our personality life and in our work life, which brings us to the next question. How can you apply this information in your work life? Such as working with your supervisors and your coworkers and your employer. And it's very similar to how we just discussed using this information in your personal life. Most supervisors are going to be the animal type, the lion, because they make good managers. They're very decisive. They can be good leaders. But not always. Not all supervisors are the lions. Some supervisors may be a beaver, okay, or an otter style. But once again, your coworkers are going to have all of these different personality types as well. And I don't know about you, but it can definitely help teamwork. It can assist with productivity. It can definitely assist with your personal attitude at the workplace. So although this is a personality assessment that took about 5 minutes and you think, wow, what's the big deal? I already know who I am. I know my strengths and I know my weaknesses. But I think this is some good information to apply in your personal life. Once again, to have inner growth, to maybe set some goals, and how about maybe just appreciate yourself. I think it's so important to find things about who you are, to just have some self-appreciation and self-worth. As I mentioned earlier, this is just one personality style. There are many, many online. You've got this. You can do it. Take this information, have fun with it, and you know what? I'm pretty sure that you're going to have tons of discussions with your classmates and your teachers, your friends, your coworkers about this information. And we have attached the link to this online assessment for you to download. And once again, I just hope you have fun with it. I hope you can use this information to assist you with job interviews, to assist you with building your resume, assist you with filling out any applications, and just to assist you in your personal life as well as your professional life. I have had so much fun with this personality training. I hope you've had fun. And once again, I look forward to seeing you in the future. Thank you for giving me your time. You've got this, and go get that job.